Hands-on learning really puts it all together. You can hear a lecture all day long, but it doesn't really come together until you're outside doing it.
This college offers a lot of student activities and art activities outside of the degree, and I'm just a type where I've always wanted to do those artistic endeavors and just been too tracked on the academic portion, so it was really exciting for me.
You really got to get out there and get the hands-on learning. I mean, you can't learn much about the world if you never leave your cave.
Being an EMT in Riverton, it helps me to value the education I do get here. I've never put so much emphasis on anatomy. Everyone thinks anatomy is like this gateway class to get into nursing. Well, no. In EMT, anatomy is so, if someone gets shot, you know what area has been affected by that and how you're going to treat that person.
It's helped me focus more, more responsibilities from the training or classroom training and stuff that I've done. And working here, I've done more responsibility, take responsibility. You're not only responsible for yourself, but everything you do, and it helps to become more reliable that way.
Some of the experiences that were especially valuable were a conference that we went to in Utah earlier this year. It was a conference all about outdoor education and leadership, but there were a lot of applications from the classes that I went to for my new job here at CWC.
When we do, when we build the set for Magdalene, that was always mostly outside of class. I came in and I do lighting with Chantel, and I learned so much doing that because I don't have a lighting class. And so I have to use my outside resources. If I want to learn more, then if I have that option there, I'm going to use it. All you have to do is ask.
We have a professor that is very adamant of experience out in the field, that's where you get a lot of your learning. That he strives to make sure that we have these projects.
It's made me more comfortable in dealing in a professional setting, as well as giving me work experience that I will be doing in the future when I graduate, afterwards being a graphic designer and a photographer, using those both to my benefit and incorporating those in different departments such as theater and athletics and even activities.
Things we talked about were utilizing technology to make a program run more efficiently, how to collaborate between outdoor programs and things like campus services, things like housing, different ways to get more people on board, maybe ways to use the outdoor program to train leaders or maybe to orient freshmen, things like that. We test for West Nile, human sera for West Nile. That's extremely valuable because not only does it give me an opportunity to help community members out in order to track this really vicious disease, but it also helps me to understand the process of B cells, T cells, everything in the environment.
For what we do out in the field compared to classroom, we get firsthand experience that we usually don't get at most universities. We've had a lot of experience out in the field of learning things in archaeological digs that most graduates at universities have never had the experience to do other than read it in a book.
I've learned so much with lighting and scene painting and building stuff. And
from my experience, it's just all been hands-on, going out and doing things. Just keeping duty logs, keeping always contact with the radio, or just doing rounds, is always just being interactive and learning that way.
On the geology field trips, again, you could read about something in a book, you could learn about the Chugwater Formation, you could read about these things or see a slide, but to actually be out there and to be testing the rocks and to be seeing these huge formations really helps that information stick.
From the very beginning of the trip, we start out in Du Bois with an activity. Just We go to a little museum there, and Suki almost the entire time is talking about different geology, talking about different landscapes, and it's just nonstop activity, jam-packed for, you know, those 3 days.
I've done photos for the volleyball team in 2012. I've also done some window matting and framing stuff for theater. As far as like graphic design stuff, I have future projects with theater coming up with the One Acts, where I will be in charge of the photography, both image and designing layout of the overall poster.
It's helped to really pay attention to the little things, to take care of the little things, because you take care of the little things, it'll like helps the big picture form together that way.
We got to do so many activities that I know I wouldn't have been able to, A, as a college student, afford in the first place, but B, like even if I would go by myself or with a friend, known about all those activities.
Also, it looks really good on a resume, and so to have opportunities like that where you can, you know, go to another college and say, hey, look, well, I've been doing undergraduate research for 2 years here, and it puts me ahead, that much more ahead in the game.
If you ever get an opportunity to intern or any type of on-the-field training, just take advantage of it while you can.
I think overall it helps to ensure that students are learning different aspects of different classes, you know, and using them all together as a unified piece with other departments, and just getting comfortable in the overall experience to assist them in their fields.
Yeah, I think outside of class, I've learned lots in class, but outside, it's like made me that much more knowledgeable about technical theater.
We're doing at a 2-year college what, you know, people feel privileged to do in a 4-year school.